Are you struggling to find fishing spots out there and catch more fish? Are you also struggling with a lot of advice out there that doesn't really seem to be helping you out? Well, don't worry about it because a lot of people are in your same boat. I used to be in your same boat until after years of fishing and years of helping my clients catch fish, I decided to simplify the entire fish finding system into this one very free to use app that I know you're gonna love. And I'm gonna show you just how easy it is for you to use so that you can find your spots and catch more fish. So go ahead and let me show you the bot. It's gonna make a huge difference for you. Go ahead and check it out in the link below. I hope you enjoy it. And all right, so this is the Fish A Lot bot that's gonna help you dramatically in planning your fishing trips. I just wanna remind you, this AI is a tool to get you started, get you in the right direction. You're still gonna have to rely on your foundational knowledge, a lot of the stuff we cover on this channel, as a matter of fact, to actually put the fish in the boat or put the fish on the bank. Think of this as like a turbo to your engine, right? It's gonna increase your horsepower, your speed, your efficiency. It's gonna just make life a lot easier and a lot quicker for you, but it's not the engine itself, okay? And we're gonna cover that a lot as we go in right here. So you open it up, it starts in the Chesapeake Bay. I just picked the Chesapeake Bay because it's like in the middle of the eastern seaboard, but obviously this is an interactive map. You can scroll up or down and go to the areas, you know, that you wanna fish. Here's Cape May. You could go south to North Carolina, wherever you really wanna go. But this is kind of where it starts off. You could zoom in, you could zoom out, all this kind of stuff right here. And again, this is going to be the street map. Super useful for finding roads that actually take you to fishing locations, right? And then of course you could toggle between that and the satellite map, which goes back and forth, which is super useful. You could tell the different water and water depth just by the color, just by looking at the satellite imagery right here. So, and then of course you have your sonar chart right here, which we're going to get into a little bit more. So first and foremost, let's just start with a quick analyzing of the map. Hey, it starts in the Chesapeake Bay. Let's use the Chesapeake Bay. So you see the Chesapeake Bay right here in the fishing location. That's fine. Your target species, if you know your target species, go ahead and put it in. I know a lot of fish-a-lots out there. They're on vacation someplace. Let's say you're going on vacation in North Carolina and you're like, what fish are around? Well, leave this blank and the AI tool will actually tell that to you. So we're going to leave it blank for right now. Well, let's see what the AI bot comes up with. So you go, your live analytics, scroll down, you see your weather right here. Go ahead and click on autofill weather. It will autofill the weather for the area that you have in the chart right there. So I have Chesapeake Bay and the charts in the Chesapeake Bay. It's going to tell me the weather conditions. Wind 12 miles per hour, barometer's 30 and steady. So basically there's no weather coming in. Partly cloudy, and it tells you the tides, of course. So then you go use current map view as chart. Go ahead and click that button and you'll see it will save it right down here. That's the section of the map the AI is going to analyze you for a fish. So then you click find my spots. It'll do its thing, analyze, get up, get yourself a cup of coffee. It'll take like a couple of seconds, not too long. And here we go. So the results are in. Analysis results, and there you go. So now you got these little boxes, 1, 2, and 3. These are the areas that the AI identified that you should start looking for fish. And then it gives you an explanation. So if you click on the one box, it'll bring you to the explanation, the Western Tangier Sound Island chain. Okay, and then it gives you a description. This extensive change of marsh islands is associated in shallow areas, and it tells you why it's a good spot. And then it even breaks down your current weather right here to the area that you're looking at to fish. So the 12-mile-per-hour southeast wind will provide a good drift and push bait towards the lee western side of the island. So depending on the weather, the AI bot will pivot where it thinks you should start to fish. So in this case, it's telling you to start on the western side of the island. Okay, that's where you can take advantage of that wind pushing bait towards you. And you can take advantage of the structure there where fish are going to feed into that moving water. It's awesome because I actually built this thing to actually pivot its advice per the weather conditions, which is exactly what you should be doing when you're out on the water. And then of course it tells you the fish that you're going to be able to catch. In here it says tog will be found in the rocky parts of the island in deeper water. That's absolutely true. And then here it says your recommended species, the species you're most likely to catch, are going to be your striped bass, rockfish, tog blackfish, and I'm surprised it didn't say white perch. Here it is. Okay, white perch down here. I was going to say definitely some white perch in there. Okay, so for this side of the island, it left white perch out. Pretty sure you'd be able to target some white perch in there as well. But again, you know, this is the turbo to your engine. This is not like the end all. So here you go. So this is Crisfield channel approach. Deeper water in the channel. That's where it's saying you should target some white perch. Absolutely agree. And then it tells you even how to catch your fish. Okay, so bottom fishing with small pieces of bloodworm or gulp, spot on. Sandworms on a bottom rig. Yep, I would use a high-low rig right here with some bloodworms or some gulp. Works really well. So striped bass, you control deep diving crankbaits, bucktails. Yep, they use a lot of mojos in this area. We use a lot of mojos in New Jersey as well. Same thing here on our third spot, which is the sound mouth transition. So this is going to be the base of this mouth right here, right into the Chesapeake Bay. It's going to be some deeper water there. Vertical jigging metal jigs or large soft plastics. I would agree with that. Deeper parts of the channels, especially on current seams and where the channel meets deeper holes. That is actually where we target when we fish the Chesapeake. We go in the channel, we look for deeper holes, we troll by there, we drive the boat over there and jig with soft plastics or spoons. Spot on, right on the money right there. So far so good. So that's your first analysis. So let's try something different now. So let's go by Washington, D.C. Let's see what we can find over here. So zoom in on an area that you want to fish. Yeah, let's go over here. There's a point right here. You can see, let's see what you can find. So now here you have Haynes Point. It's a popular fishing location, to be honest with you. Here's a satellite map. Gives you an image of what you're looking at in the water. Not too much there. So now we're fishing the Potomac. I'll say Potomac River. If you have a target species, in particular in this area, type in blue catfish. So let's do that. Autofill the weather. See if it changes. Potomac River. Similar weather. I mean, we didn't move that far away. It is tidal. We're going to use that as our map. We're going to click Find My Spots. All right, here's our results. Let's see what we come up with. So now that I typed in a target species, it'll tell me up here in the top the target species tactics that you could use for this area that are going to catch you some fish. So here you go. Targeting blue catfish in the Potomac River in December. Focus on fresh, oily cut baits such as gizzard shad, herring, perch, or common carp. That is spot on. Yeah, you could use chunk baits. I would do a mixture of baits, both large and small baits. Let the fish tell you what they want. The scales and skin are on. Yes, don't scale the fish for scent and visual attractant. It also makes sure it secures itself to your hook. Rig them on 8/0 to 10/0 circle hooks with heavy Carolina rig or Sandy Cooper rig. Using a 3-ounce pyramid or flat sinkers to hold bottom in the current. That is mostly talking about fishing from the bank because we're right on Haynes Point here, remember. So if you picked an area in the middle of the river, okay, it would tell you a tactic like drifting. But since it's highlighting areas from the bank, as you can see right here is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we focus on Haynes Point, that's actually really good advice because that flat weight will hold bottom. And these are the areas that it identified for you. There's Haynes Point, there you go, where the Potomac and the Anacostia River meet right here. That is a great spot. This is the Anacostia River as well. A lot of fish caught out of the convergence of the two rivers. The mouths of secondary creeks and rivers are ideal for any species of fish. White perch, striped bass, catfish. It's where predators really like to take advantage of injured, dying prey getting flushed out of river systems or secondary channels. Let's go to New York somewhere. All right, let's see here. Let's go to Long Island Sound. So I used to fish here. I used to live up here. Here's a promising looking area here. Look at this. A lot of structure in here, a lot of bridges. Let's see what it comes up with here. Let's not fill anything in. Let's see what it comes up with. Let's autofill our weather. You do want to click autofill weather because when it does the analysis, it'll make the analysis of your spot with the weather conditions. So make sure you click on that and find my spots. All right, so here's your analysis. Okay, you got spot 1, spot 2, 3, and then you can tell it shows you when you click on the box. So this time of year, you're talking about winter flounder, resident striped bass. That is absolutely true. This time in New York, that water is really cold for these stripers. This is December. So if this was a month ago, this would be loaded with striped bass. But it's true. You'll have resident striped bass in these areas, but you'll not have migratory striped bass in these areas. That's a good shout out right there from the AI. Now, most people in New York this time of year are tog fishing. Up in New York, it's called blackfish, which they highlighted right here in the AI. So good job, AI, once again. You could tell if you were striped bass fishing in like the earlier part of the fall, it would identify spots more inside of these areas, like these shallower water areas. But since it's like the dead of winter and they're talking about resident striped bass, tog, and winter flounder, they're talking about the deeper areas more in the sound area than anything else. Let me show you how the sonar chart works. So you click your Garmin maps right here. It'll take you to your maps. So this will be your Garmin maps of the same area in Rochelle. Okay, and then what you do is you just take a screenshot of this. This is a screenshot of that location. You go back to your Fish-A-Lot bot, and then you drag it into the box, and it saves it down here in this area. So now it's going to analyze the fishing chart that you looked at, and using the contour lines as well as that weather, it's going to tell you what you're going to want to fish for. So there you go. You got your weather still in here. Find my spots. It's going to reanalyze via the different chart, the contour chart. And I really recommend you do this because those contour lines are key for you finding the structure, for you to find the fish, for you to find that 90-10 zone or 80-20 zone or whatever numbers you want to use. Basically, the majority of your fish are going to be in very little amount of the water that you're fishing, the 90-10 zone. So there you go. So here you go. Very, it's similar spots. I only identified 3 spots this time. Take a look at that. All the spots that I identified are where those contour lines are very close together there. As you see right there, there's a huge drop off right here. There's a choke point right here. I could see exactly what it's doing because I trained it with the information on my YouTube channel, what I teach my clients of how to find fish, and what I put in my book above all else as well. So this is Johnny Fish-A-Lot's tool trained by me to help you find the fish. So let's see what it comes off with. Remember, we did not identify a fish, so it's going to tell you fish in the area. Resident striped bass, spot on, blackfish. And look, it says the drop off right here. So it wants you to fish those drop offs, those deeper areas with structure. And then of course it's going to tell you where exactly to target these fish. So rocky drop offs, 100% tog love rock. Use green crabs, fiddler crabs, a blackfish jig, or a snelled rig with sinker. All right, now let's take a look at this. So let's take the same contour chart and let's say blue marlin. Let's see if we could trick the AI. Now it shouldn't, because I trained this, so it should know what fish go where and what they do, but let's see what happens. So we're looking for a blue marlin in December in Long Island Sound. All right, here we go. Target species, tactics. Okay, so no blue marlin in here. We didn't trick it. So basically what it's interpreting now is it's saying, all right, there's no blue marlin, but I'm gonna give you a target species that you can fish for, and it gives you tog or blackfish. Everything on here is spot on. Very, very well done. And then of course, even though you typed in blue marlin, it's going to give you the correct species on here. It's going to tell you where you could look for them per the chart that you gave the AI. I would encourage you to use multiple charts, figure it out, take a lot of notes. You could save this so you have it, so you could reference it, and this is how you do your pre-trip planning. So now this tool is absolutely essential to your pre-trip planning and knowing exactly where you can look for fish. But that's only one step in the 3 core foundational processes that you need to know in order to catch fish. And if you ignore those other 2 steps, this tool is not going to do you a whole lot of good. So click on this video right here where I show you how to use the tool with the other steps in a fishing system that can catch you a ton of fish and have you avoid that skunk that nobody likes. So go ahead and check that out, Fish-A-Lots. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you out there on the water.